Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are back at the Asteroid Station and the thing looks just amazing in the sunlight and with Kerbal in the background. This is really a great piece of technology and I can't wait to install the next parts to it, because then we will have something to the front docking port and we will have something to the bottom docking port, and then I think this thing will look really amazing. So I can't wait for this. Currently, Handler Kerman is still sitting inside the habitat module, and what is his view? He can see a piece of the solar arrays and a little bit of the sun from the one window, and he can see just the emptiness of space and some stars out of the other window. Okay, this is very good. And now it's time for him to climb through this hatch to get back into his transportation system, because he needs now to return back home to Kerbal in order to dock to the science station and grab the next piece of technology for our asteroid station. So in this case, transfer to the transportation system, and this time we don't have to deal with space debris. We have already removed the space debris and we just can undock and start our voyage back home to Kerbal. Okay, SAS is still running on the asteroid station, so it's time to enable these systems on the transportation system and we can now start drifting away. Very good, very good. Good job, Handler. Good job. And okay, we just missed the return opportunity, so we have to wait for more than 1 hour or so. Let me just find a good position. 276, 52, getting closer. Okay, this is too close. 22, almost perfect. Okay, 48 is a bit too much. 5 is too low. 28, okay, I will trim this orbit or this trajectory a little bit later. This is good. Okay, the next burn, or the burn to start our return flight back home to Kerbal, will start in 1 hour and 23 minutes. So, Handler is now sitting inside the transportation system. This is good. And we are currently drifting away from the asteroid station. This is good. Now we can do a quick time warp to get closer to the maneuver node for our return flight. Okay, where is the asteroid station? I don't have a marker. And yeah, we are now a little bit far away from the asteroid station. Okay, now it's time to, don't overshoot, to aim for the maneuver node and time to perform the burn. Very good, very good. Okay, now it's time for Handler to return back home to Kerbal. Very good. And cut the engine right now. I now need to make sure that I will arrive at the right altitude. 33 is a little bit too low, so I can now use RCS to do a few minor changes. Okay, 34 kilometers is good. This is perfect. This is almost spot on. Well done, well done. Okay, oh, there was a marker. I just saw the marker over there, 7 kilometers away. We are already 7 kilometers away from our asteroid station, and Handler is now on his way back home. Very good. Now, I'd like to see where is the science station. No, not at maneuver, but not Sagittarius. I want to have my science station. Science station. Switch to. Dang it. Switch to. Okay. So, Handler is now on his way back home. We are shortly before sunrise. Oh, this is a beautiful moment. We can enjoy a beautiful moment. And then I have to check where the science station is relative to the Kerbal Space Center, because I like to launch the next payload. And now we have orbital sunrise. Wow, this is cool. This was definitely cool. It's so nice to switch between science stations and space stations. This is all the time pretty amazing. Okay, now I need my systems back, and I like to change just a little bit the attitude. Okay, very good, very good. Everyone is in awe, everyone is enjoying the orbital sunrise. Jetma is smiling, Sitat is smiling, Dodo is smiling, and Sidrim is smiling as well. Very good, very good. Everyone is happy. This is amazing, this is amazing. I think this could be great to be, yeah, Look at these guys, look at these guys. All are happy, and all are enjoying this. Wow, and he is especially happy. Okay, this is cool. This is, wow, he is going crazy. Okay, very nice, very nice. At some point I need to refuel this part. Okay, I can do this later on. So, where are we and where is Kerbal Space Center? Kerbal Space Center is currently in the darkness and we just missed it. So we need to complete more or less well, more or less half an orbit or so until we are aligned to have a good launch opportunity. Okay, in this case I will now perform the rocket rollout for the next launch. I will wait that the science station is approaching Kerbal Space Center and then I will bring you back in so that we can do the launch. Okay, here we are. The launch preparations are finished, the science station is approaching Kerbal Space Center, and we do have a nighttime launch, so in this case I can switch on the onboard lights of my launch system, I can switch on SAS, and I can throttle up, and yeah, maybe like this. Okay, now we can enjoy a beautiful nighttime launch. This is all the time pretty spectacular because the solid rocket boosters are so bright. And yeah, in this case, in 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Here we go, here we go. A beautiful launch in the night sky. This is cool, this is definitely cool. And this time I'm a little bit concerned about this launch because I'm launching the heaviest payload ever for the launch system, and yeah, I'm a little bit concerned if this launch system has enough delta V in order to deliver this cargo up to the science station. And well, right now I'm still confident that I'm able to do so, but we will see. We will see when we are getting to higher altitudes and when we are low on fuel, if we are able to rendezvous with the science station or if we do have some fuel left after we have inserted ourselves into an orbit. Yeah, we will see. And this time I'm able once again to use my payload fairing, and this is pretty cool because now it's a little bit longer a secret what kind of payload I'm launching, and also it looks a little bit better to have this great shape of the payload fairing, and I think it looks just amazing. And okay, now we can already see the target marker for our science station. Okay, we are now out of fuel for the solid rocket boosters. I can perform the booster separation, and well, now it's a typical rocket launch once again, so I will do a quick time lapse in order to reach the apoapsis, and I have the slight feeling that the science station will be ahead of us, so we need to insert ourselves into a lower orbit in order to catch up with this, but we will see when we are raising our apoapsis to the orbit of the science station if we are really behind or how much we are behind the science station. And yeah, so let me just do the launch or the ascent, and I will bring you back in once we are getting closer to the apoapsis. Okay, we are now in space. We are approaching our maneuver node for the orbital insertion, and we are just before orbital sunrise. So this is a great and a beautiful timing. It's already cool to see the bright side of Kerbin approaching us, or that we are approaching the bright side of Kerbin. This is so cool, and now I need to perform this maneuver in order to insert myself into a first initial orbit, from where we can do some more orbital maneuvers in order to trim this orbit and to catch up with a science station in order to rendezvous with it and to deliver our cargo. And here you can already see a little bit what the cargo is. It's, well, no, I like to finish at first the burn before I continue talking about this. Okay, very good. And maybe I can now deploy the solar arrays and the antennas. Very good, very good. And we have orbital sunrise soon. Well done, well done. Okay, the cargo is a cupola module, so we have an actual cupola then on the asteroid station, and a little bit a service module with an SAS unit and with a battery and some RCS to refuel our spacecraft. So yeah, we do have a service module and a cupola, and I think this thing will look just amazing and will hopefully generate some beautiful pictures when we are sitting inside this cupola and enjoying this view out in space and down to Kerbal or so. So, okay, now we need to see. Over here we do have a separation of 27 kilometers. Over there we do have a separation of 20 kilometers. So, at first, I'm not quite sure. The science station is a little bit ahead of us. What we have an inclination of about 2 degrees. So what would happen at first if I start to change the inclination? Would this already help us to 0.2, 0.2, 0.1? Okay, 0.0. This isn't helping us right now to gain a rendezvous, but we are performing also a small prograde maneuver. We can get it down to... Okay, and the main problem is that all the time the science station is a bit ahead of us. So, in this case, we just need to lower our orbit just a tiny bit. And then later on, we can hopefully perform another orbit or maneuver to rendezvous with the science station. Okay, this is good. The first maneuver is set up, and as I said, we are, when we are looking at our fuel indication, and also over here, we are a little bit low on fuel compared to the other launches, and this is just due to the fact, as I said, we are today launching probably the heaviest payload ever for this launch system. And yeah, so I'm excited to see how much fuel I will be able to deliver to the science station after I manage to rendezvous with it. Now I need to perform the next burn, and I hope that we do have enough fuel in our transportation system in order to deliver the cupola and the service module to the asteroid station, because otherwise, yeah, I'm not quite sure. We need to launch a rescue mission or anything like this in order to help Thidrim then to return back from the moon after he has installed these parts, or we have to deliver some fuel out to the moon. We will see. Okay, what is now going on? I like to set maybe a maneuver at the periapsis. What is then going on? Then we are ahead of the science station. This is not really what I want. I now need to see, can I somehow manipulate the orbit or set up a maneuver node? Okay, over here we would be 28 kilometers away, and just now need to find a good position where we can possibly... Okay, there we are overtaking the science station. We continue a burn over here. Over here we could get down to 1.9 kilometers. This is good. Okay, in about 5 minutes we can perform the next burn to continue our chase of the science station. Very good. Okay, 1 minute, just a few seconds. Now I can start turning the spacecraft around to aim for the maneuver node. Okay, very good. And now it's time to perform the maneuver. Okay. And what have we done? The computer isn't sure, but maybe we have a separation of 2.7 kilometers. This is good, coming up in about 15 minutes. Time for the next time warp, and the distance is decreasing. This is very good. This is exactly what I wanted. Very good, very good. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, 1 minute. Separation of. Okay, here. I now need to change just a little bit the trajectory to get closer to our science station. Okay, now turn the whole thing around. Very good. And now let's burn a little bit towards the target marker. And cut the engine. Very good. So what have we done? We have now a separation of 200 meters. Very good, very good. A perfect series of different maneuvers in order to finally achieve an orbit. Okay, we are now only 700 meters away from the science station. Very good. And I need to dock to the specific docking port where I've installed this tiny little fuel tank in order to save some fuel for the upper stage, so that the upper stage is able to deorbit itself without the need of using RCS. And okay, getting closer. Only 200 meters away from the science station. Very good, very good. I think the docking port is somewhere over here. So we are approaching the right side of the science station. This is good. Okay. Slowly, slowly. And yes, I see this is the right fuel tank. So we are well, not well aligned, but almost well aligned with the science station. Very good. Okay. Now let's reduce just a little bit more the velocity, and okay, now it's time to use some RCS for the rest. Okay, very good. Time to switch over to docking mode. And I think we will have sunrise pretty soon. But luckily we do have some lights installed to the science station, and this is also a thing I like to do for the asteroid station. At some point I like to deliver a lot of lights so that the asteroid station will look just amazing, and maybe I can even create some lighting systems so that I can make the whole asteroid a little bit brighter, or maybe only the part facing towards the science station a little bit brighter. This would be also pretty cool. And oh, we are directly flying across Kerbal Space Center. I think this could be a little bit dark for you, but we are currently flying directly across Kerbal Space Center. This is cool. Okay, now I need to aim for... oh, I should set this as a docking port. Very good. And I can now aim for the docking port, and we can start approaching it. Very good. And we are once again just before orbital sunrise. This is cool. It's the third sunrise, I guess, in this episode. This is cool. This is definitely cool. Okay, we can now enjoy the last few meters, and I think we will finish the docking just before we will have the sunrise, or I'm not quite sure. What is faster? Maybe our docking. Or maybe at the exact same time. No, I think the docking is faster. Okay, we have contact. I can now switch off these. Oh, it's getting close, it's getting close. And the thing is wobbling around. Okay, we have sunrise, and we have not a confirmed docking. We have contact, but we... okay, maybe it helps a little bit to switch on SAS, and we have docking. We have docking. Well done. We are docked. We have a confirmed docking to the science station. Good job. Good job. All of my carbonauts are happy again. Very good. Now I have some fuel left. I like now to at first deliver this fuel into the tiny fuel tank. So that I do have enough fuel in order to deorbit the spacecraft. Okay, all my carbonauts are happy. This is good. This is definitely good. Okay, very good. And how much fuel is left in this fuel tank? I think I will now use the fuel of the upper stage in order to refuel my spaceplane, or in order to give the spaceplane enough fuel so that the spaceplane can deorbit itself and also return back to the runway in case that we are missing a little bit the runway and we are overshooting it or we are flying past it. And okay, it was almost enough fuel in there to refuel the spaceplane. This is great. And well, so it was really spot on with my fuel left over in the upper stage for this heavy payload. And okay, now the heavy payload is installed to the science station. And what is going on with Handler? Handler is still on his trajectory to leave the sphere of influence of the moon, so we can now, hope we can switch to him. Yes, we can switch to Handler Kerman. Okay, Handler Kerman is already more than 1,600 kilometers away from the moon, and he is only 26 minutes out from the change in the sphere of influence from the moon to Kerbal. And okay, we just switched the sphere of influence. Now I just need to make sure. Okay, 34 kilometers and 800 meters. This is good enough. He can now return. Oh, before I do this, I will set up a maneuver node right away for 100 episode science station. Set as target. Okay, where is my maneuver node? Oh, it's pretty close to Kerbal, and we are off by 1.5 degrees. I hope this is still efficient if I'm doing the burn right now. 1.5 degrees, 0.9, 0.4, 0.2, still 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0.0. Okay, very good. Okay, and then I'm excited to see where I will arrive, or where I will leave the atmosphere of Kerbal after I done my aerobraking maneuver in relation towards to the science station. Because here, this is now then once again the interesting question: do I need to chase the science station? Do I need to get into a higher orbit so that the science station can catch up with us, or whatever I need to do? And okay, now I can come to a stop. I can turn around. Oh, and we are coming once again directly across Kerbal Space Center. This is also cool. Handler is enjoying this. And okay, Handler is now performing the inclination change. Very good. And cut the engine. Very good. So, the periaps is down to 34.7. Well, this is high enough. This is good enough. I can now retract their antenna, and now I need to retract these panels. Very good. To protect them. Okay. They are retracted. I can now continue with the approach towards to the atmosphere to bleed off the velocity in order to reduce our apoapsis after we return from the moon. And okay, we are now getting closer to the moment that we will experience the re-entry effects. And yes, now we can see the re-entry effects ramping up. Very nice, very nice. Handler is enjoying this, and this looks cool. This looks cool once again. Very good, very good. Okay. Hot re-entry effects. Very nice, very nice. And we are getting a bit lower into the atmosphere than anticipated. That 34,700. But okay, we are shortly before gaining some altitude once again. Very good. What is going on with my apoapsis? Apoapsis decreasing, and the target marker is, or the intersection point is rotating around. It would be really cool to arrive spot on at some point. This would be really great. Okay, we are still having some re-entry effects because we are still deep in the atmosphere, and I think I'm not that lucky that I can end up at the exact or at the good position. The separation is decreasing, and okay, it's getting slower and slower, but I think we are still in the deeper. Yeah, okay. Okay, we missed it. We missed it. Okay, now we need to get out of the thicker parts of the atmosphere to see where we are. I can now do a quick time warp. And come on. Okay, we will have the next orbital sunrise. It's definitely the episode of orbital sunrises. Okay, we are now almost out of the atmosphere, so where we are over here, and we are quite ahead of the science station. Can we are starting to do something over here, then we are not really able to come to a good maneuver. Can we somehow find a good position where we can have a... Okay, this would be almost like a... No, this is not helping us. Okay, what would happen? Okay, no. We need... The science station is behind us. This is bad. So I need to insert myself into a much higher orbit at first, so that the science station can chase us down. Maybe like this. Maybe like this, coming up in 14 minutes. Okay, let's fly out there. We are now out of the atmosphere. We can now deploy our antenna once again, and am I still... And I like... Oh no, is the right-click arrow going... Oh, no, it's working. The right-click arrow going on once again, or can I... Oh, okay, now I finally managed to get this interface out. Okay, it's still 11 minutes to go until we can perform the next burn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time to perform our next burn to raise our periapsis and to insert ourselves into a higher orbit than the science station. Okay, very good. How long will it take for the science station to catch up with us? And okay, there it is ahead of us. So this is looking good. .9. Can I get this even closer? 5.2. 3.7. 2.3. Okay, this is good. This is good. In half an hour, we can perform the next burn for our rendezvous with the science station. Okay. Don't overshoot. 10, 9, 8, 7. Getting closer. And okay. Next maneuver and come to a stop. Very good. Okay, we are 19 kilometers away. Do we have an inclination? No. What do I need? I need to perform another small retrograde burn to get this even closer. Getting closer. Okay, and just a little bit. Cut the engine once again. And what have we done? 4 kilometers. This is good. This is good enough for me. I like to set up now another marker as a reminder so that I can stop the time warp. Handler is now enjoying this, very good. And there is a marker for our science station, very good. 4 minutes, 3, 2, 1, just a few seconds. Okay, at first we can slow down a little bit or reduce a little bit our relative velocity and change a little bit the trajectory, like this. Okay, what have I done? 300 meters, 300 meters. This is great, this is great. Okay, and just a few hundred meters away. Approaching with 4 meters per second. I think this is good enough. This is good enough. I can speed things up with a time warp to get closer to it. And now I have to dock once again to the aft of the escape pod, because all the other docking ports are occupied, and I'm almost well aligned with this docking port because it's over here. This is good. This is a great arrival. Okay. Now I need to make sure that okay, now I think it's a good point to come to a stop, to rotate the whole spacecraft around and switch over to docking mode. Now we can get just a little bit closer to our science station. Very good. Now I like to set this as a target. Perfect, very perfect. Getting a bit closer, and Handler is smiling. Handler is smiling. Okay. Now we can come to a stop, and we can do the final docking. Okay, just a few meters. And switch off all the systems. And Handler has returned. Well done. Well done. Good job, Handler. Good job. And now we can prepare our spacecraft for the next flight with the next parts. I like to refuel it. Oh, and the fuel depot on our science station is really getting low on fuel. I think the next launch we are doing or performing is a supply mission. And what about the RCS? Oh, why is this thing getting wobbly? Okay, RCS. What is going on? Hi. Please stop this. Maybe I should switch off SAS. I hope this helps to stabilize the space station. Somehow all the different SAS modules started to make the station wobbly. This was not good. Okay, now it's getting stable once again. Very good. Unfortunately, it starts to rotate a little bit, but I can fix this later on. Okay, maybe I can, when I switch to staging. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I hope it's not breaking apart. Oh dear. What is going on? What is going on over here? We are losing control. We are losing control over the science station. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, at first, Handler has to has to drift away from the science station. Okay. Just drift away. Then we need to get rid of this payload. Okay, switch over to the other payload. Switch on SAS and start to drift away. Okay, the space station is... We can now switch on SAS after we got rid of this. Phew! Wow! Okay, now we have regained control after we separated from the transportation system and from the other payload. I have no idea what was going on. This was definitely precarious. The space station was completely out of control. And okay, it starts to wobble again. Okay, I need to switch off. Somehow it's really crazy. I have the feeling something is really weird when it comes to the point that I depleted this fuel depot. I'm not quite sure why. Okay. Maybe I can now get the science station under control once again. I have no idea what is going on. Why is this so shaky? Maybe it has something to do because the mass has shifted of the science station. And here, okay, the transportation system is drifting over there. The cargo is drifting over there. I now like to get the thing up. What happens if I do a quick time warp, because this should stop the wobbliness. Okay. Wow, this was crazy. Okay, we saved the science station. There are other two spacecrafts. We can get them closer to the science station and perform their exchange of the cargo in the next episode. But yeah, we are now at the end of this episode. I hope you liked this, and I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!